So, did not get a chance to film this last night, but unfortunately saw the news yesterday about the tragedy in Minnesota. So, I will give these people names, but I will not give that individual a name because they don't deserve it. Our condolences to the family of Fletcher Merkel and Harper Moisky. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I cannot imagine how you even handle something like that. So, praying for you folks, and hope everybody is, because that is a absolute horrific tragedy what happened. However, before I even knew the names, I knew that the perpetrator of this was the latest in a line of folks suffering from a particular mental disorder that our society refuses to acknowledge for what it is. And I've seen all kinds of people calling it out, but one more can't hurt, right? So, just a quick list, starting with this one: Minnesota, Colorado, Uvalde, Iowa, Philadelphia, Georgia, Nashville, Aberdeen, and Denver. All of those shooters have suffered from the same problem in the fact that they all have subscribed, per se, to the concept of transgenderism, which our society has embraced as its own thing rather than acknowledging the fact that it is a mental condition known as gender dysphoria that needs to be addressed. The fact that our society refuses to acknowledge that is because society, by and large, has unsubscribed from Christian principles. How do I mean? Well, the Bible clearly tells us that when God created man, he created male and female, and there is no other third or fourth or fifth or sixth option when it comes to gender, okay? God created each of us in the gender that we are for a specific reason, okay? There's nobody born in the wrong gender, okay? There's nobody who has the wrong body, that is a perversion of the mind, because society has, by and large, abandoned those principles. Not to get all preachy on anybody here on YouTube, but the concept of transgenderism takes the individual and puts them in the place of God and says that they know better than the God that created them. So, the concept of transgenderism is also relatively new, okay? It's a phenomenon, and I'm hoping to be able to get into some more societal phenomenon. Can't pronounce that word right. More societal oddities, I'll put it that way, in the future, but I want to get this one out right now. It is a unique thing. You don't see that behavior exhibited in anything else other than people. And you see it exhibited now when you didn't see it exhibited previously in history. And I believe that the reason for that is because people's minds have completely caved. In the Bible, in the book of Romans, it talks about how when people refuse to acknowledge God, God turns them over to their own reprobate mind, and it just spirals downhill from there. That is definitely the case with society today. Society has, by and large, abandoned God, and God has turned it over to its own very perverse, very reprobate mind. Okay, so condolences to the families of anybody involved. That's a horrible thing to have to go through. I will shout out the person that the shooter named in a video before they did what they did. Brandon Herrera, also known as the AK guy on X. I have watched basically his entire YouTube career, and while we may disagree on some personal things, okay, he is a solid person. He lives like he says, genuine person, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate the video that he uploaded on the 29th. I think by the time this gets uploaded, that would be yesterday. And actually, he's the inspiration behind not giving this person a name. Okay, I agree with that concept. The people who do these kinds of things don't deserve a name. We need to stop giving it to them. But he has been coordinating with law enforcement because he was named. In addition to just cooperating with the investigation, he has coordinated. And if you watch his video on it, there are links in the video for ways to donate to the families of those affected. Head over to his channel, check it out. If you're able to donate, that'd be great. But yeah, society has lost its mind, quite literally. And unfortunately, it's people like kids at school that are paying the price. So, need to figure out how to get that back.